Welcome back to Heroes Next Door. Today we're doing a station rigs. We're at Perkiomen Township Fire Company. We're going to be taking a look at their tanker. We're going to be talking to their chief, who is John Barnshaw. So let's go take a look and see what they have. Hey, John, how you doing today?
Good. How you doing today?
Not too bad. Thanks for inviting us out.
Yeah,
This is a huge tanker. You got a lot of stuff here. Let's start right from the beginning. What are you sitting in?
I'm sitting in a 2019 Suffern tanker. The truck itself weighs 33 ton. It's about 10 feet tall and 40 feet long.
Wow. Do you need a CDL to drive?
We do not need a CDL to drive. We just need to be qualified by the chief.
Okay. So if I'm a new volunteer or I'm one of your firefighters and I want to drive this, I take a little course with you, make sure everything is good, and go from there.
Yeah, all of our drivers, they go through driver training and then they go through and take an EVOC class.
Okay.
And then they get approved. Okay.
Do you use this as a primary vehicle?
So this truck goes out first out on accidents, and then it goes and then it's kind of supplemental calls. And then also goes second out on house fires or dwelling fires.
It's unusual to have a tanker going out on first accidents. How did you set it up? What made you do that?
So we did that because of the amount of water that's on it. There's 2,500 gallons of water on it. So we figured that way, if something does catch on fire or if a couple of the cars are on fire, we would make sure that we would have enough water to put them out.
Okay. So this isn't just like a tanker, like a milk kind of tanker like we've seen in the past. This is actually an engine also, right?
Yes. So this truck serves many purposes in it. Just not a tanker truck that carries water. Serves in a lot of purposes.
Right. And you're on the tanker task force for the county?
Yes, we are.
All right. What else do you have in here? What are all the buttons?
So up top we have all our emergency master switches for emergency lights up top. These actually are the controls for the dumps that are on the side of the truck and on the rear of the truck that dumps out the water.
Okay. You got radio systems in here?
Yes, we actually have our high band radio that we can talk to everybody on our own local channels. And then we have our 800 radio where we can talk to our county dispatchers. Okay.
All right. Let's keep working our way around. This is a nice large cab. As I come back here, it looks like you got at least 5 more seats. So how many does this carry?
So in all, this carries 7 firefighters.
7 firefighters, okay. And then you have air packs in here.
Yeah.
These are the MSA G1s.
Yes.
And you got some storage. What do you got in the storage underneath here?
So underneath we have some of our water rescue equipment. We have the helmets, the vests, and some of our utility rope that's actually stored in there as well.
Okay. We got radios for everybody up top, portable radios.
Yeah, we have five 800 radios up there for everybody.
Okay.
And we have one that's designated for the driver as well.
Right. And these are the safety seats, right? So those air packs get locked in. They can wear their seat belts and everything else.
Yes. Yeah. And actually, we have an alert system that if they're not seat belted in while the truck is in drive, it alerts the driver and the officer that someone's not seat belted in.
Yeah, that's pretty cool to have. Safety in mind.
Very safe.
So, first compartment here is an inside-outside compartment, right?
Yep. We can access this. This is the storage area from inside the cab of the truck, as well as out here we have some first aid supplies and our vests and our helmets for the water rescue and some other equipment for accidents.
Okay, so first aid supplies. Are you guys qualified as an EMS response, or are you just first responders?
Just as first responders, so it's just basic first aid, scrapes, scratches, some bumps if we're out on a car or something, for ourselves or for somebody.
Do you have an AED on board?
We do have AEDs on the engine, the tanker, and then one of our other trucks.
All right, we appreciate the assistance.
Yeah.
All right, as we move back here, here's your pump panel. Do you have a pump panel on either side or just this side?
So the pump panel where we actually do all the work is on this side. We do have access on the other side for some discharge and some intakes.
Okay. And what are you running? What kind of hoses?
So we have the 2-inch up top, and right here is blue line and orange, which match actually the gauges, so that it makes it a little bit easier on the driver or the operator of the truck.
Right.
We actually have some
power cords. Yep.
Yeah, on reels, so it just makes it easy access for them.
Yeah, so if you need to run a fan or any extra lights and stuff like that, power cords are right there.
Yep.
So I noticed that you're running a 2-inch hose versus the engine 3/4 a lot of going.
Yeah. You
do that just because of tradition, or?
It's just what we have ran through and what we've done over the years.
Okay.
So it's just something that we've continued on with, and I know a lot of other companies in the area do run the inch and 3/4, but it's something that we've stuck with.
Yeah, you got to be working out.
Yeah, it's definitely a workout. Yeah.
All right, as we work our way back here, you have a couple steps going up For what purpose?
We have our deck gun up top.
Okay.
So that's where we have the steps on this side and on the other side of the truck as well.
Okay. So it's kind of weird because when I think of tanker or tender, for some of you guys out in the Midwest or different places, I think of just bringing water. You're bringing an engine and tanker and water, so you've kind of combined two things. How did that come about? You were talking earlier when we were off camera that you came up with, you took the best of one thing and worst of it. Tell me a little bit more about that.
So we actually, when we got this truck, we had a tanker pumper for that truck as well. Over the years, we've found some things that we liked with our engine. We found some things that we liked with our old tanker. We wanted to combine what we liked for both, and some stuff that we didn't like, we got rid of them, and that's how we designed this truck as well. But this truck has a lot of storage on it, so we want to utilize all of that storage on there to make sure that this truck gets fully used to its potential.
Okay. All right. Well, let's take a look at some of these storage. This would be your engineer's compartment?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, perfect.
So it has our supply lines, or has our appliances.
Yeah, it's got an air pack. It's got the mask for the driver.
Yep. It has a control for the light tower that's up top as well.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of room in there. So, but we have it's whatever the driver would need.
Right.
On the scene.
This is one of the things I haven't seen in a long time. People may not understand what this is. Can you explain to me what that piece of apparatus is?
Yeah. So this is just a hose clamp. So what would happen if we need to change out a connection, or if something happens that we need to disconnect and you can't.
You don't want to shut down your hydrant or anything like that. You're going to use a hose clamp.
We just use a hose clamp.
Yeah, and
wind it down.
People don't realize that that's a pretty big thing. So you can put that on a 5-inch, you can put that on your 2-inch or anything like that.
Yeah.
Having that right there is pretty cool to see. We don't see that very often anymore, even on the engines.
No,
they turn them off and go from there. So
we try to use that. We haven't used it that much over the years, but we have it on it just in case we do.
Yeah. What's in the next cabinets here?
So we have some axes, Halligan, or a married set.
Yep.
Up there as well. We have some wipes to make sure the firefighters that get any kind of toxins on their hands or in their necks, they can wipe off as well.
Okay.
We try to use all the space available to us. So in the fuel wells, we have different compartments, and in here we have spare bottles.
Okay. And it looks like those are the bigger 45-minute bottles.
Yes, yeah.
So what this says, do not open. Why?
So that says do not open because when you open that, you will get a lot of water out at you. So we have the controls for the chutes. They're all used. They all have hydraulic springs that are opened up by the driver or the operator of the truck.
Okay.
So when they come out, that pops open and it'll drop the water out into the folded tank.
Okay. And a folded tank, we've heard it as porter tanks. You heard it as foldable tanks. You heard it as lots of different things. But these are basically the big pools that you put on the side, the back, basically, or whatever, that you fill the water in, and then other trucks can come and pump from that. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah. Well, there was an engine usually that's stationed right out where that folded tank is, and they can draft out of that and send it down to the truck that's doing the fire tank.
Okay. And about how big do those tanks get? Can they hold all 2,500 gallons?
The folded tank that we use is a 3,000 gallon tank. We have 2,500 gallons of water on here. It's a little bit larger to make sure that all the water that we dump out stays in that folded tank.
Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of water.
Yeah.
All right, so you got some lights.
Some scene lights. That's just like a 5-inch hose puller that if we need to pull something off to the side for whatever reason, if we're at a scene, instead of trying to grab it and pull it off ourselves, you just take that and slide it off the side.
You're saving your back.
Yeah. And then in here is another compartment for
another bottle and fuel.
Bottle and to fill up our fuel.
Okay. Now I noticed in your station here that you have the plume vents up top and stuff like that. With this being a 2019, you running DEF fluid in this at all?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yeah, we add that, and we try to refill that after we get to about quarter left, and we try to fill it back up.
Okay. Last compartment on the driver's side. Yep. All right. It looks like you got a mini fridge for some refreshments or rehab.
Right. Yep. Get the water. Keep it cold in there.
Yeah.
For when the guys are out during the summer, or when the firefighters are out. Keep them hydrated. And we have some appliances. We have a phantom pumper some water thief. We have a gated Y in there as well.
Okay. What's the yellow thing? I looked at it and initially I thought it was foam, but it's not foam.
No, it's not foam. So this is a floatable strainer.
Okay.
For drafting out of a creek or a water
Okay.
pathway. So what they can do is they can float up to the top, draft off the top of the water instead of down at the bottom.
So you're not picking up the sticks, the mud, the rocks,
Exactly.
that kind of stuff.
Small little rocks, the pebbles that might go into our pump. So
Right.
this just takes it off to the top.
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool, and actually serves another purpose. We can draft out of the folded tank with that as well. It would be on the bottom, and it has the jet pump on it that we can use.
Okay. Okay. So when you use this truck, you can fill or fill other people. That's the whole purpose of this.
Yes, we can. Okay. Yeah.
Coming around back, we're going to do me a favor. You guys that are watching, do us a favor by hitting that subscribe, hitting that notification, and hitting that thumbs up button. We really appreciate it. We're trying to get that 50,000 mark. Without you guys, we're not doing it, but with you guys, we're getting very close. So I appreciate it. Hit that subscribe. All right, so back here, you have a bunch of cabinets also.
Yeah, so we don't have any space that doesn't go unused.
You're right. There you go.
So we have a 3,000 gallon folded tank that's back here that the guys slide in and out when needed.
Okay.
Also, this is actually our rear dump right here.
Okay.
We have our camera to make sure that we don't back into anything or anyone.
Right.
So safety is a priority for us, so that's why we have the camera on the back as well.
Right.
And then,
So do you control the dump from back here, or do you control it from up front?
so we can control it from back here.
Okay.
We have controls back here.
Okay.
And we also have controls up with the driver. So if the driver doesn't have to get out of the truck, he can just use the controls up front as well.
Okay.
But we have capability of dumping through the back,
Okay.
or using controls in the back.
So if I'm coming up to a scene, they're asking for this, first thing I'm gonna do is pull out that tank, set that up, set it basically a pool, and then I'm gonna start dumping my water into that pool.
Exactly it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very simple concept, but it works really well. And here we got a couple more things, right?
Yep. So we have some ladders in here, some hard sleeve,
Okay.
some pike poles.
Right. So you got your attic ladder, extension ladders, and the hard sleeves. So this goes back to it's an engine. This is what I would normally see on an engine, not a tanker.
Right. So this can be used for both, for the engine or the tanker. So you can drop the water if we need it, or you can use it as a second-in engine.
Yeah.
With lots of water on it, and then we have the ladders and the pike poles and the hard sleeve on it.
2 for 1.
Right.
Actually, as we make our way around to the passenger side, I'm thinking this is almost 3 for 1.
Yeah, you are.
Because what's behind this door?
All right, so behind this door is all our vehicle rescue equipment.
Okay.
So we have the Glassmasters, the wood cribbing, the junkyard dogs, and the motor for the Hamatro tool as well.
Right, right. So you're stabilizing vehicles. So you're using this as an engine, you're using this as a tanker, and now you're using it as a small rescue.
Yes, we
Not
are.
a heavy rescue, but a small rescue.
No.
So you can do your door pops, you can get your stabilization, you can cut your windows with your Glassmaster, you can stabilize that vehicle.
Yep.
Again, on a tanker, this is the first time we've seen that. That's pretty cool. That's thinking ahead of the game.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of storage on us that we wanted to use up, and that's why, so I think we're using it.
Yeah, absolutely. What else we got here?
We have the step cribbing.
Yep.
And then there's the combi tool that we have from Hamatro.
Okay. Got a little bit more storage. Now this one's not air bottles. You have extinguishers.
Yeah, so we have a pressurized water, and then we have a dry chem
Okay.
extinguisher in there as well.
Okay. Now some people will say, wait a minute, you got a tanker, you got an engine, you got a rescue. Why do you need a portable? What would that be used for? Why do you need a dry chem?
This truck might be on a standby somewhere.
Okay.
It might be going first in on a small fire inside of a house or something that we just did dry chem instead of using a hose line.
Okay.
Something small.
Okay. So even though you're bringing the big truck, you don't need to use everything. So you want to make sure you're covering, again, all your bases.
Right. Yes, exactly right.
All right. So this is the other dump.
That's the other dump.
Okay. I like the sign. Don't open unless you want to get wet.
Right, exactly.
All right. What's up here?
For utility rope, we have some collapsible cones for when we do go on scene of an accident. We can just throw them out.
Okay.
Just warn the drivers to we close the road down or shut down a lane.
Okay. More storage, I'm assuming, for air bottles.
Yeah. More air bottles in there.
Okay. So you got, like I said, we said 5 seats up there, plus your captain and your driver.
Yep.
So then you have a spare bottle for everybody.
Yes.
All
One spare bottle for everybody on the truck.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Next one here. Some of your bigger stuff.
Yes. So we have some gas-powered fans, some more of the 5-inch supply line.
Okay.
We have some tarps that we could put underneath the folded tanks, some some markers for the full of the tank to let them know it's number 1, number 2, number 3,
Okay.
so forth.
And you're talking number 1, number 2, number 3, because you're part of a tanker task force. So there's going to be, if you got a big fire, multiple units are going to come in, dump, leave,
Right.
go fill up and come again.
Yep.
So as your command system, that would come out and say, okay, engine 88 will go fill up tank 2.
Right.
The next one will say, now you're going to fill up tank 3.
Yeah.
That's what that's used for.
Yeah, so they'll come. We'll approach the dump scene.
Okay.
And they'll tell us, dump your water in tank 1 or tank 2 or tank 3 if there's that many tanks.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, I had a pretty big fire that we ended up using a tanker task force, and you guys did awesome. Now, it wasn't your truck, but the task force that came along, they did exactly what we needed to do. It was a large house fire. We used multiple tankers, and they actually refilled a couple times and dumped it. So it was pretty cool to see. It's a lot of coordination to get them going.
Yeah, it adds a whole different dynamic to the fire when you have to use a tanker task force.
Yeah. So you can pull your lines off of either side, right?
Yep.
But they're color coordinated, so you know which one you're running.
Yep.
These are in and outlets, or can you pump from here?
Yeah, so they're the intake and then the discharge.
Okay.
So there are 2 intakes and two discharges.
Okay.
And there's another cooled reel as well.
Gotcha. All right, so now, we're coming up to the passenger side. We've already looked in the back. Up here, you have a couple other different things that's pretty slick. We have an MDC system, which is a mobile computer data system. That's how you get your dispatches, right?
Mobile data computers.
There you go. Yeah.
So we can. The truck will get assigned to a call. The call will get dropped down to the computer.
Okay.
And then we can pull it up.
Okay. Can you run Google Maps or anything of that?
Yeah, we can run anything else off the internet as well. So.
Do you do any preloading of where your hydrants are and stuff like that?
We actually do that on our phones.
Okay.
Through the responding apps.
Okay.
So anybody can just pull it out that we have that on the company.
Very cool.
So,
Very cool. All right. And you have, what's this little box with the numbers on it?
So this little box right here is our Knox box.
What is the Knox box? A lot of people that are watching may not understand. We have some younger viewers. What does Knox box mean?
So a Knox box is where a company or a business puts a little box on the front of their business or on the side by a door that allows us to gain access using our keys to get into that box, and then we can get inside their business without breaking a door, breaking a window.
Okay.
Overall, it saves them money when we have to get inside.
Right. So if they're after hours, maybe you got a corporate building that you're going to, an automatic fire alarm goes off. We don't know reasons why. If we get there and we can't get in, we usually break a door. We do something like that. Yeah. So by having these guys participate and communicate with the fire departments and give us basically a universal or a skeleton key, that's a good way to get in their building without breaking things.
Yes, absolutely.
I've seen them on nursing homes, a lot of corporate buildings and stuff like that. Yeah. It's a cool way to do that. So, it's easy access. It's right there. Yeah. So up front, what do we have up here?
So up front, we have our an intake. It goes the large diameter intake.
Okay.
And then we have our 100-foot trash line.
Okay.
As well.
I love the fact that you have a rotor-ray.
Yeah.
A lot of the fire companies are getting away from them. I'm starting to see them kind of come back over the years. They're now LED, and it looks like a lot of your lights are LEDs. Is that for a reason, or?
Well, the LED is less wear and tear.
Okay.
On the generator, and they last a little bit longer as well.
Okay.
So, and they're a little bit brighter.
Okay. This rotor-ray was given to you for what reason?
So we had a member that passed away a couple of years ago when we got the truck, and they wanted to put something on the truck in his memory. So they donated some money, and we put the rotor-ray on there in memory of him.
What's his name?
John Moran Sr.
We appreciate his service, and sorry for your loss.
Oh, thank you.
So. Yeah. Okay, so you got the rotor-ray, and you got the old Federal Q up front.
Yep.
You gotta love this.
Always gotta put the Federal Q on.
Once again, remind my viewers, what year is this and who makes it?
It's a 2019 Sutphin tanker.
Okay. Well, thank you for inviting us out. This was an awesome truck.
Thank you.
You did a great job designing it, and hope to see it on the street soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
thank you.
Once again, this is Heroes Next Door. We just did a Station Rigs, so do us a favor. Hit that subscribe, hit that notification, and smash that thumbs up. We appreciate you viewing. We'll see you next week.